Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot done since last time we were on the Chevelle when we pulled out that 6-cylinder engine. The small block is in. Everything is plumbed and we're pretty much ready to try to get some fuel up to the carburetor and maybe try to start it today. So stick around, I'll recap what's going on and we'll try to get fired up. Alright, so as you can see, engine is in. The engine mounts are mounted with washers because I bought the wrong engine mounts, but it's okay for now. Headers are all mounted up. Cooling system is plumbed. This was a cut to fit hose and you had to cut like that much off of it, but it's fine. I flushed the block out because the thermostat looked absolutely terrible, like this. This isn't the worst one I've ever seen, but it's not the best. Heater hoses are hooked up. Plugs and plug wires are all in. I did verify the firing order and I made sure that rotor is pointing at number 1 at top dead center. So we should be at least close-ish on timing, enough to probably start it. This carburetor has been sitting out for a while with nothing on it. It doesn't look great. I do have an Edelbrock rebuild kit if we need it, but my plan right now is I'm going to take an electric fuel pump. We're going to hook it up here and get fuel up to the carburetor and see what the carburetor does. If it floods immediately and we can't get to stop, or if nothing comes through, obviously that's coming off and we might not start it today. But hopefully, I guess that's pretty much it. So the mechanical fuel pump is brand new. It's never had gas in it. This has been sitting for so long, there's no way there's anything in here. I don't want to crank this thing forever trying to get gas up through here. I don't want to be dumping gasoline down the carburetor and having it run for 10 seconds. It's a pain. We're going to do electric pump hooked here, pull gas from the tank all the way to this point, then let the mechanical pump come up here, fill this carburetor up, and we'll see what happens. Here's our EPA approved fuel container. I mean, it had methanol in it, so it should be fine for gas. These are really built to push fuel, not pull fuel, but this has worked before. It could be a while.
A mere 7.5 hours later.
Plan number 2, since that didn't work, is we'll hook this up to a gas can and then plumb this into the carburetor. And we'll go that way. You know what they say, there's more than one way to fuel a Chevelle. Got about a half gallon of gas in here. Put this somewhere there where there's lots of sparks. There we go, that ought to work. That'll be just fine for now. We don't need to hook up the battery. All right, let's see if we can get fuel this way, shall we? There we go. Pump changed tone. It's definitely pumping fuel now. See how it got super quiet? And you can see it leaking? That's how you know it's working. Well, carburetor's not flooding yet. Let's see if we have any accelerator pump. Oh, we do. All right, well, you know what that means. It's time to try to fire this thing up. And I think we're going to move you guys away from the fender and maybe put you up here somewhere where you have a better view and can get run over when this thing jumps into gear. Did you see that? It actually ran. Okay, well, that means that there's fuel up there. I don't think it's coming through the idle circuits, but we can sure spray it and see if it'll run a little bit longer. See what happens. Yeah, thumbs up. That's a good sign. This thing's so far sort of working. it doesn't like that at all. Yeah, that's just not getting fuel. It's a carburetor issue for sure. Okay, I think it's safe to say that we cleared out whatever that was, and it will run off the accelerator pump now, and that's fine, and it'll idle, which is also good. I'm not going to mess with that carburetor yet. Great thing about Edelbrocks, they can take a lot of abuse, a lot of sitting around, and they're generally going to run probably. At least that's my experience with them. Okay, so now we need a belt for that water pump because I want this thing to maybe run and warm up a little bit. There's definitely some sticky rings on at least 1 or 2 cylinders, and the more we heat cycle this, the more those are going to come back. Okay, let's sort through some belts. See what we got. It's going to be something shorter, because it's really just alternator water pump. Maybe? You know, the smart thing to do would be for me to look the number up and see what size I actually need. But I'm not that smart. But isn't that convenient? That pretty much fits right there. Middle. Oh, wait, are we outer? Yeah, we're on outer. That's even better because that makes it slightly longer. There we go. Let's see if we've got enough adjustment for that. I don't think so. I think it needs to be slightly shorter. No, that'll run for now. It does need to be shorter, but this works, and it's already on there. So, yes, that'll do. I really did just guess that on the first try. It's 15,465. That doesn't often happen, so today's just a good day. We also don't have the alternator hooked up. We should probably hook that up and see if we're charging. Let's do that. If the wiring reaches, because on the 6-cylinder, it was on this side. Right, this being a factory 6-cylinder, the alternator used to be over here, which is why this wiring is right here, but it should be long enough that I can cut it back and we can get it over to the alternator, at least temporarily for now. I am not the greatest at electrical stuff, that's for sure, but this is pretty basic wiring, so don't be afraid to go ahead and jump in and figure this out on your own. There's wiring diagrams online. There's really probably about 6 wires that'll run this vehicle. It's not that difficult. You can do it. Anybody can do it. There we go. That probably should get us where we need to go. Fix this later. This one looks like that should go there, and this one looks like that should go probably there. We're gonna go with that, I think. No, I want that opposite, I think. Maybe. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're gonna go with that and see if we can't blow this charging system up. It's probably tight enough for now. All right, I've got this meter down here hooked up to the battery so we can see if we're actually charging or not. You guys keep an eye on that while I start it. Water pump spinning, hopefully all goes well there. Guess we can take this cap off. If we get an immediate rush of pressure, I know we've got a blown head gasket. I don't have a throttle cable yet. I gotta do it that way. It's not charging. I probably... Oh wait, it is. It's trying to charge. All right, you probably heard that. What it is that rhythmic popping over here means that one of the exhaust valves is not sealing, and when that cylinder is firing, it's firing it out the exhaust. This thing sat for a while. I'm sure that there's rust on the back of some of those valves. It might take some cleaning up. It might not clean up at all, and we end up pulling a head off. I don't know. It's too soon to tell. But we do have a charging system. That thing was charging at 13.3, and right now that battery was at 12. Now it's at 12 and some change, which is nice. Water pump does spin, doesn't make a whole lot of noise, so that's good. We do have a fuel leak over here, which is not surprising because this entire tube seems to be loose. This shouldn't really move back and forth like that with that nut tight. So that's something to address later. That's gonna have to do it for today. I've got to get back to work. Little jobs, one step at a time, and you can do a project car. It's not that difficult. It just takes a lot of time. A lot of time. All right, everybody. Well, I'm out of said time. So we'll see you next time that I have time. Yeah.